Hi there. Several lessons ago, I talked about proving that triangles are congruent by showing all six parts of a triangle have to be congruent to all six corresponding parts of a second triangle. So you got three angles that have to be congruent to the three angles of another triangle, and the three sides of one triangle congruent to the three sides of another triangle. Then we started shortening it. We said we don't need to show all six things, because if we can do something else, show three things, then we can automatically get the other three things automatic. So the main postulates and theorems that we talked about were side, 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 angle, side, angle, and the fourth one was angle, angle, side. I then said there would be additional ones for some special triangles. Today's the day we start with that. We're going to talk about just right triangles. Right triangles have legs and a hypotenuse. So if you look at a right triangle here, the blue line and the black line, those are the legs of the triangle. They make the right angle. And then the red line is the hypotenuse, which is the longest side of the triangle, but it's opposite the right angle. So you've got to keep that in mind. You've got to be able to tell which sides are the hypotenuse, which sides are the legs. Okay, so if you have two right triangles and you want to show that they're congruent, you can just show that we have the hypotenuse is congruent to this hypotenuse, and one of the legs is congruent to one of the legs over here. If you can show that, then you can show that the two triangles are congruent. So it's called the HL theorem, hypotenuse leg theorem. If the hypotenuse and a leg of one right triangle are congruent to the hypotenuse and a leg of another triangle, right triangle, then the two triangles are congruent. Okay? So if you want to use the HL postulate, the HL theorem, three things must be true. The triangles have to be right triangles. If they're not right triangles, throw this one away. You can't use it. But if they're right triangles, then yes, you can possibly use HL. The hypotenuse of both triangles must be congruent. They've got to be the same length. If that's not the case, you're done. There's one pair of congruent legs. If that's not the case, you're done. So those three things have to be true in order to use HL. And now let's go take a look at some examples if you need to look at those in the next part of the module.